Sheriff's Office also. This morning we're investigating a shooting that happened here at a trailer home. Early this morning, Harris County Sheriff's Office deputies responded to the location. What we know right now, and it's still all preliminary, but two male occupants live inside the trailer home. At some point early in the morning, one of them heard some commotion or something going on outside. He saw several males dressed in dark clothing. We've heard that one was possibly armed, making their way into the home. We don't know exactly how they gained entry, if the door was unlocked or they simply forced entry somehow. But they went inside the home. One was able to run away and hide, and as the other three entered, one of the other occupants exited his room armed with a shotgun and encountered three males. It appears there was some type of gunfire exchange. The one with the shotgun was able to shoot at the three males, and they were all pronounced deceased here at the scene. So we have three dead males inside the location. Apparently, the resident that came out from the room was also shot, but we don't know his condition right now. We're told that it's serious, but he's going to be going into surgery, so we're not exactly sure on his condition. But he is hospitalized, and the other one did not sustain any injuries. That's the basic information that we have right now. Again, there's three males deceased inside the home. What we know right now is it appears that they were committing some type of home invasion or attempted burglary inside the residence. And we're going to have a lengthy follow-up investigation out here at the scene. Having three dead bodies inside a home is not something very common. I've talked to the neighbors out here. For the most part, it's a pretty quiet neighborhood, and so we'll be looking at what may have transpired. The males appear to be three Hispanic males that are deceased inside the house. Just from cursory observations, it looks like they're possibly in their 20s. That's what we have right now.
Any idea why they chose that home?
Esta mañana estamos investigando. Tuvimos reportes aquí en una casa móvil que intentaron entrar por lo menos 3 personas a la casa. Tal vez estaban armados, estaban vestidos en ropa oscura. Cuando entraron, viven 2 inquilinos dentro de la traila. Uno pudo ir a esconderse dentro de la traila, el otro estaba armado con una escopeta, pudo dispararle a los 3, los mató a los 3. Parece que son 3 hombres hispanos en la edad de entre 20, más o menos, 20, 25. Y también le dispararon a él, parece ser. Él también está herido, está ahorita en el hospital recuperándose. No sabemos el estatus de él en este momento.
Sheriff, the resident of the house who was shot, he was shot by whom, do you know?
It appears that he was shot in an exchange of gunfire between the suspects and him. It all happened very quickly. It appears right after they made entry, as a commotion was going on of the other male running to hide. He probably heard or was also hearing what happened. He armed himself with a shotgun and came out. So it appears that it happened pretty quickly upon entry when the gunfire exchange occurred. Again, he was struck once. The other 3 are fatally wounded here at the scene.
I'm sorry, you back somebody's hands. What is that individual?
We do it precautionary. I don't know. We're interviewing several individuals out here. There's 3 inside the home that are deceased, but we don't know if others were involved as well. Any potential witnesses. Sometimes it's just part of the investigation, just to sometimes eliminate people that may have been in the area.
Los 3 sospechosos son hombres, pero la persona que disparó en contra de esos 3 es mujer o hombre?
Hombre. Sí, los dos hombres los que estaban. It's the 2 males that were the male occupants that reside here at the trailer home.
Any idea why they chose this house?
No idea. Just early information. We do hear that there may be a lot of foot traffic that goes around those trailer homes right there. I'm not going to speculate right now, but we don't know what the intent was. If it was burglary, again, it appears to be maybe a home invasion that was occurring. So we'll eventually get to maybe what their motive was in selecting that home. But with 3 being dead right now, we're not going to be obviously get their information, so we'll have to just piece things together as best we can.
¿Esa casa tiene historial con ustedes de llamadas?
No sabemos si hay llamadas ahí. Sabemos que aquí parece que si hay actividad cerca de esas trailas. No sabemos si es en ese particular. Va a ser parte de nuestra investigación.
¿El cuarto sospechoso de las personas que entraron, qué fue de él? ¿Fue herido? ¿Está arrestado?
Pues no sabemos. Inicialmente nos dijeron que tal vez había otra persona, pero no sabemos exactamente si existe. Por el momento no ha resultado. Solamente son los 2 que están adentro. Uno está vivo, otro está herido, y los 3 que están muertos dentro de la traila. Entonces no sabemos si hay más personas. pero es posible. We know of the 3 that are deceased inside. It's still possible that another one that may have been outside the residence may have fled, but we have no confirmation yet on a 4th person. That was just the initial information we received, but we'll track that down. We'd like to obviously hear that person that could give us information if they did survive, but I don't know whether they would come forward if their intent was to break into the home. But they're 3 are dead. There's possibly others that were able to flee.
Chief, ¿han encontrado armas de los otros individuos ahí en la escena?
Por el momento no, porque está apenas llegamos, tenemos que hacer todo con mucho detalle. Nos habían dicho que era posible que uno estaba armado. Parece ser que estaban armados porque parece ser que le dispararon al otro chavo, pero no, por lo menos no encontramos. Está hay mucho desorden dentro de la casa por el incidente, entonces va a ser algo que vamos a tener que localizar.
¿Quiénes viven en la casa?
We were asking about if there was a weapon on the other person. I heard preliminary that there was one of them. At least one was armed with a pistol. It's a very there's a lot of disaster that happened inside the house, obviously with multiple people shot. So it's hard just at a cursory look to I didn't see any immediate weapons, but it doesn't mean that it's not under their body or something. But it appears that they did fire at the individual. So I'm assuming that there is a weapon inside.
Las víctimas dentro de la casa
son hispanos. Yeah, todos son hispanos.
And the homeowner who was shot, is that the homeowner who was doing the shooting? The homeowner who was shot?
Yes. The first one, the initial one that saw the 3 males running into the house, there is a car outside the residence that's also still running. I should say that hay un vehículo afuera que no les pertenece a los dueños, que está estacionado afuera, que puede ser el carro en que venían. That's still outside, but the 2 Hispanic males, one he actually saw the males exiting the vehicle when he ran to hide, because he said, I think he witnessed a pistol in their hand and dressed in dark clothing. He was able to hide. The other one emerged from a different room armed with a shotgun as they entered, and the gunfire took place.
Cuando usted habla de actividad en esta área, ¿de qué actividad estamos hablando? ¿Drogas?
No sé, miran como a veces carros que vienen por aquí. Puede ser que aquí hay personas que están, no sé, puede ser fiestas o puede ser crimen, no se sabe, pero va a ser parte de la investigación.
Vimos a una ambulancia que llegó para que...
No era relacionado con la escena, era algo aparte.
¿A qué hora ocurre esto? No se mencionó.
Esto fue temprano por esta mañana, como después de las 8 de la mañana es cuando ocurrió. Yeah, just again, we'll let our homicide investigators get to the bottom of it. Like I said, it's all preliminary, but it's not the first time that we've heard of any type of burglary when residents are inside the house or home invasions. Want to just warn people that if it turns out that that's what they were doing, is breaking into somebody's home, regardless of the circumstances, that crime doesn't pay. Eventually, you're going to end up dead, or you're going to end up in jail, most likely. And so we'll figure out once everything is resolved, investigated. But again, 3 people lost their lives, and this type of case, most likely, what typically happens, it's referred to a grand jury. Because a person does have the right to defend themselves, and that's what the facts are. But we'll have to confirm that. Like I said, everything's preliminary. We just try to give you the basics as we know it right now, and then once we could talk to people, we'll firm up and see if we were on point or something needed to change. Este tipo de caso, típicamente es mandado al gran jurado porque es la ley permite que los inquilinos o dueños de una casa dentro de su propiedad la pueden defender, pero tenemos que ver los detalles que sean confirmados y todo esto. Pero es un mensaje a todos. No es la primera vez que alguien entra a una casa ajena a tratar o de sospecha de robar. Entonces muchas veces pueden terminar muertos o van a terminar en cárcel. Y no son ningunos resultados. Pase lo que pase, estos son 3 personas que están muertos, tienen familias, me imagino, y pues es algo que va a impactar muchas vidas. One last question, if there's any, if not.
I just want clarification. Any idea if the car is registered to one of the deceased, or if it's?
Yeah, we don't know. As I left, the investigators, we don't know where that we're assuming it was the car that they reported that they were exiting, but we don't know right now exactly.
Because you said that one of the residents saw them exiting that car,
yeah,
right?
one of the residents saw
them,
yeah, and it's backed up into the residence, and it was left running. So, I mean, just basically, the way the early information is that it belonged to them. They arrived, and they were planning to just break in and make a quick getaway. So,
por último, ¿qué relación tenían los dos de la casa?
No sé qué relación tienen todavía, solamente que vivían ahí juntos.
What vehicle is that? Can we see it from here?
Is it the white vehicle there?
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's a little.
¿Qué te pasa?